I'm telling you, it be a whole bunch of people out here that be having luxury cars, child. You get in that motherfucker and the whole dashboard be lit up. They ain't serviced the bitch since they bought the bitch.
Hello, black hole. See this brother winning, man. Hey, look, what is your win, babe? What is your win, babe? What is your win, babe?
Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our not Dolce & Gabbana earrings. Ooh, sexy. Take a look. Ooh, do I got these in the wrong ear? I might. But anyway, go on over there and check it out. We got some new things over there. We got some more Renee scarves, and we replenished our corset belts. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about Bobby Womack, my story. Child, and drink on my $5 strawberry water juice from the Starbucks. In 1958, Lou Rawls, one of the silkiest singers around and high school classmate of Sam's, was in an auto accident. He, his band, the Pilgrim Travelers, and Sam had been touring the South when the smash happened. The driver had his head cut clean off. Lou was in a coma for 5 days. You'll never find, bling, 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 another love like mine, bling, 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 someone who cares about you the way that I do. Oh, I loved me some Lou Rawls, child. I was probably 7, and all I knew was when that song came on the radio, my grandmother used to swoon. The driver had his head cut clean off. Lou was in a coma for 5 days, and it took him months to regain his memory. Sam was lucky. He got thrown out with glass in his elbow and eye. Damn, Sammy Cooke, I thought, that's just the start. Does God punish people like that? Then I thought, that seems more like the devil's work. Why put that on God? At least that's how the Jehovah's think. I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. The blind boys were still out on that gospel highway, but the road took its toll on Archie. By the end of the 1950s, he was real sick. And by 1960, he was dead in New Orleans, pneumonia. He was only 35. The group got Roscoe Robinson to take over the reins as the main lead. One night, Roscoe was staying around our house and grilling us on our ambition. Nothing had really happened for us since Snyder. We were still singing gospel, not rock and roll, in those same churches, still playing to my father's tune, but we wanted to move up, and we had gotten old. Christ, we were teenagers. Roscoe got right on the phone and called Sammy Cooke. Sam had quit the Soul Stirrers in 1957 and moved to California to start playing the brand of secular music he had told me about. He had already had a hit with You Send Me in 1957, proving his theory right. You Send Me sold to white folk, so he was selling records to blacks and whites. More than 1 million of them. We all gathered around and listened as Roscoe rapped with Sam. Roscoe told him we were still tolling in the churches, making a little scratch, but not throwing up much dust. Sam had got himself a little house in the Los Feliz part of Los Angeles and just started a new label, SAR. SAR was named after Sam and his manager, J.W. Alexander. Sam and Alex Records. The roster consisted of the former Soul Stirrer John Teller, Johnny Morissette, and the Sims twins. Sam wanted to stack S&R with acts. He wanted to know if we were available. We were available for birthdays, weddings, and funerals up to this point, so we were going to be available for Sammy Cooke. Man, that was it. We were in with Sam. He told us to get over to United Sound Studios in Detroit. Dad drove us up from Cleveland and called Sam from our motel. He was over in 20 minutes and we told him what we had. The first songs we gave him were Yield, Not to Temptation, Somebody's Wrong, Couldn't Hear Nobody Pray, and Somewhere There's a God. We picked the first two tracks, Somebody's Wrong on the A side, Yield, Not to Temptation on the flip, for our debut single out in 1961 on SAR. Credited to the Womack brothers, like the group my old man had with his brothers. Man, we were proud, and so was Dad. As Sam predicted, the track did nothing. Let's keep that track, Couldn't Hear Nobody Pray, and write some new lyrics. I wrote a few new words. We ditched the gospel and crooned about love and lust, and out came Looking for Love. Did I say Looking for Love? Do y'all remember that Eddie Murphy skit when he used to do Buckwheat? And they had did a whole compilation of Buckwheat tunes, child. Wookin' Punub in all the wrong places. Wookin' Punub. That shit was hilarious, okay? But it was disgraceful at the same time. JW told us to change our name from the Womack brothers to the Valentinos. And we put that track right out there in March 1962. We also recut Somewhere There's a God and substituted Girl for God. Looking for Love hit big, 2 million copies big. We were on our way. Friendly, that's the oldest boy, and Curtis had already graduated school, but me, Harry, and Cecil quit school straight off. Yeah, they be lunching. You know how the pappy is. If he can't control it, if he can't own it, or if he can't be a part of it, then he gonna hate on it. So he told his sons, oh no. You will not sing this secular music in my house, because I ain't a part of it, all right? And if you ain't gonna do what I say, then y'all boys need to get the fuck out. My father was all for putting us out anyway. He wasn't going to provide shelter for the devil's music. He cut us right off. He didn't want none of the money from our hit, and he didn't want us neither. Well, that's funny. That's funny to me. He did at first. And when Mr. Snyder came down there and threw $300 on the table and said, let your boy sing the devil music, he was like, okay. I don't believe we ever got paid royalties from SAR. Sam would pay us in advance or slip us some cash for a new suit or something like that, but it wasn't super accounting. I didn't even look at it that Sam was screwing us. I never got the credit for the part of Looking for a Love that I wrote. It didn't seem to matter at the time. Every time I took breath, a new melody of song came out. I knew there was going to be more hits. I was certain about that. Sam wired us some cash to buy a car and drive out to California. I didn't even know where it was. Had to look on the map. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what a map is. A map was actually a piece of paper. Before you had the navigation on your phone, the Google Maps, or the navigation in your car, we literally had to take a piece of paper. It was a big ass piece of paper. And what you would do is draw a line from point A to point B, traveling through all the different streets and thoroughfares and highways and all that as to how you was going to get there, child. And if you made a wrong turn, you would have to go to a gas station and ask the gas station, can you tell us how to get back on the main road? That's what you had to do before navigation and Google Maps. Unbelievable. I can't believe 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, people getting out their cars to random gas stations, going to the gas station attendant. Can you tell me how to get back to Jones Street or Roscoe Highway, something like that? That's unbelievable. The chances we took with our lives back then. I can't believe it. Sam told us to get a Chevrolet station wagon or something reliable like that. That just didn't rock me. I wanted a Cadillac. Child, I was still thinking like our neighborhood pimp, Candy. I saw one on a lot for $600. Bought it and pocketed the change for a rainy day in LA. All of us brothers heaped in the car, and cousin Henry came along for the ride too. Henry was older than us. He always told us he was our uncle because he wanted to be with my father's brothers, but he was our cousin. He was an itty-bitty guy, but with a great big voice. Sam told us to stick to Route 66. Stay on the 66, he said, and you'll get to LA in 3 days. But man, that caddy was busted up. It broke down not 30 miles out of Cleveland. See what happened when you don't pay attention to the adults who be knowing shit? Man, you know how many Bentleys and Rolls Royces is around here driving on E? Or the check engine light is on. I'm telling you, it be a whole bunch of people out here that be having luxury cars. Child, you get in that motherfucker and the whole dashboard be lit up. Okay? They ain't serviced the bitch since they bought the bitch. Guy came with a big old truck and pulled us about another 100 miles to get us fixed. That ran us another 900 just to get the car back on the road. We took it in turns sleeping in the car because we reckoned motels would either not take us or would cut into our stash. Then somewhere in Arizona, we all got real sick because there were fumes coming out of the gas tank. It took us 2 weeks hard driving to make it to California. Now remember, Sammy Cooke said it would take you 3 days. How 3 days turned into 2 weeks, child? Oh my God, they was probably throwing up the whole damn way. When finally we hit LA, the old caddy wouldn't roll no more. And we ended up pushing it down Hollywood Boulevard. Of course, when Sam saw the car, he knew right off why'd we taken so long. He put us up in the Dunbar, a hotel down in South Central. All the entertainers used to stay there. 3 square meals a day. Sam paid up front for a few months and told us to start searching for an apartment. We ended up staying over a year in that flea pit, looking for a love made the Valentinos hot. People were surprised that it wasn't gospel, that the Womack boys were doing rock and roll. We followed that up in January 1963 with a couple of Curtis's tunes. I'll Make It All Right, with Darling Come Back on the flip. I sang lead on Darling. The next single, She's So Good to Me, came out in July the same year. It was backed by Baby Lots of Luck, but we had no luck. It tanked. By then, we had got our own sound. It was a distinctive sound because we played our own instruments, played and sang as a unit. I'd only had one sexual experience. Now, this is the bullshit. This is the bullshit right here. All you old bitches that's running around here hunching on these little boys, the Lord gonna get you, okay? The Jesus is going to get you for doing this to these young little boys. You're wrong. Trapping these little boys and seducing them into your rooms. And before you know it, you having the little boys sucking on your lotus flower and they ain't even had a damn drink yet. I'd only had one sexual experience when I was about 12. I had started screwing an older woman. Actually, she was a fair bit older, 32. And married. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit Up Top Beauty for our Not Dolce and Gabbana earrings. I think I got them on wrong, y'all. I think I'm supposed to put them on the other. I'm going to do them the other way the next video. Anyway, people, remember this. The same people you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves. You babies, have a good one. Peace.